Hello everyone, welcome to SSC Aspirant World. Today we are going to discuss about the topic Indian Council Act 1909, also known as Minto-Morley Reform, named after Indian Viceroy Lord Minto and Secretary of State for India Lord John Morley. He was a member of Liberal government and he wanted to make positive changes in Indian governance. Before this act in 1909, Indian Viceroy Lord Curzon divided the Bengal as West Bengal and East Bengal. His motive is to weaken the growing nationalism in Bengal. In West Bengal, majority of people were Hindu, and in East Bengal, majority of people were Muslim. While Muslims support the partition, but Hindus opposed it. This led to massive uprising in Bengal. Then INC strongly demand for more reforms because previous had failed to satisfy them and also demand for self-governance in India. In 1906, first time INC demand the Home Rule. Then Gopalakrishna Gokhale met the John Morley in England and to stress the need for reforms. In 1906, a group of elite Muslims led by Aga Khan met Viceroy Lord Minto and placed the demand for separate electorate for Muslim. The Muslim League intended to preach the loyalty to the empire and to keep Muslim away from the Congress. So these are the background of Indian Council Act 1909. This act made some provisions. It increased the members of Legislative Council at both provincial and Central Legislative Council. In Central Legislative Council, it increased the member from 16 to 60, and Legislative Council of Bengal, Madras, Bombay, United Provinces, it increased the member to 50, not 30. Increased to 50. And for Punjab, Burma, Assam, it increased the member to 30. Both the Legislative Council, it has 4 categories of member. First, ex officio members who were Governor General and members of Executive Council, and then nominated official members who were government officials and nominated by Governor General. Then nominated non-official members. They are nominated by Governor General, but they are not an government official. Finally, elected members. They are elected by different categories of Indians. So these are the 4 categories. First one, ex officio members, nominated official members, nominated non-official members, and elected members. The elected members were elected indirectly. Local bodies elected an electoral college. These members elected members of Provincial Legislative Council, and the member of this Provincial Legislative Council elected members of Central Legislative Council. So the system of election was very indirect. It retained the official majority in Central Legislative Council and allowed the non-official majority in Provincial Legislative Council. Very first time Indians were allowed to Governor General Executive Council. The first Indian to join, Satyendra Prasad Singha, who was a law member. And also 2 Indians were nominated to Secretary of State Council. This act introduced an separate electorate for Muslim, In some constituencies were allotted for Muslim and only Muslims could vote their representatives. The income qualification for Muslim voters were kept lower than the Hindus. Lord Minto, he was known as father of communal electorate because this had effectively legalized communalism as he introduced electorates based on religion. Members could discuss over budget and also move resolutions on it, could also discuss on public interest. Previous Act 1892, members were not allowed to ask supplementary questions. In this act, members were allowed to ask supplementary questions. These are the provisions of Indian Council Act 1909. It has some defects. They are: first, this act increased the division between Muslim and Hindus by creating a separate constituencies for Muslim, and then only the size of councils were expanded but not their function and power. Members in council were able to discuss over budget, but they cannot make any significant changes in it. Also, they could ask questions but not compel the executives to respond to the resolutions, which more like a recommendation to the government. These are the defects of Indian Council Act 1909. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.